This week 2 NFL props edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WinBet. Bet $100 at WinBet and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today.
This is Nate Collins. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
We're back at the grind. Just, picks aren't enough anymore.
No.
They say, you know what? We like teams, but we like players more. The millennials, the kids, they associate with the players. It's an AAU culture, and also
fun.
We're a first touchdown god. So let's fucking go.
One more time, reminder: Will Dissly. Let's go. That was an awesome hit. My voice between that and Vegas, my voice is just barely recovering. Ryan, of course, turned into Ryan real worried, Kramer, this afternoon. There was an APB had to be put out for our Texans Steelers division parlay ticket.
Trouble in paradise. I would say I generally am very good at remembering things that are important. Also, generally don't lose things very often, and both the intersection of both those things happened. And basically the way I hack my own brain is I have places that everything goes, and they're very simple. And when things aren't in those places, it's like red alert. No fucking clue how it got.
Well,
there.
first Ryan goes to me. He's like, "Hey, I misplaced." Where I had some tickets, and I was like, Ryan will find it. Who cares? And then he's like, "Oh, well, our Steelers Texans tickets." And I'm like, "All right, what do you need? Do we got the dogs that can smell winning tickets? Bring those in here. Let's go."
Yep.
All right.
Fortunately, I have a process. Then the process.
Trust the process.
Just so everyone knows, I walked back to our office's dumpsters with the intent of pulling out trash bags.
He was ready to go dumpster diving, but he didn't have to pull the trigger.
Well, unlike most people nowadays, it's about fucking swinging your sword and getting the job done.
All right, so we got an awesome show. We are going to be joined by Sam Waalkes from promoguide.us. Before we get to that, we will also be joined by Terrell Furman. Talk NFL player props for Sunday. Sleeper lineup for Sunday Night Football, and our first touchdown bets for Sunday Night Football. But before we bring on Terrell, perfect place to go for football, for props, for building your own bet. Get the hard hat out. Get to work. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/WYNNBET. Bet big, win bigger with WinBet. So many options to get down on. Win Build Your Bet is so much fun. And hey, if you're in a WinBet casino state, 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000.
Oh my God! Yes, sir.
Turn the NFL music up a little bit. Again, bet big, win bigger with WinBet. So many options to choose from. Love the catalog they got there. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/WYNNBET. So they know we sent you. Bet $100, get a $100 risk free bet. It doesn't get any better than that. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at WinBet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where playthrough WinBet is available. If you're someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Also brought to you by the Elias Game Plan app. Man, Elias Game Plan app. It is from the Elias Sports Bureau. Of course, you know them from all those great stats, those great nuggets. Well, now they're getting into fantasy. They're getting into gambling, handcrafting nuggets, information, helping you out for betting, for fantasy. Again, you can never have too much information, and Elias is great. I got the Elias. I'm pulling it up right now. The Elias Game Plan app. I mean, they have
I have
player
something
previews.
for you.
Oh, awesome, Ryan.
I mean, this is just a little nugget about a team that we talked about on the road that we held my nose and picked. But over the last 5 years, the New York Football Jets on the road, 12-26-1 against the spread, worst in the NFL.
Well, there you go, Ryan. And that's the team you're backing. Again, download the Elias Game Plan app. Use our promo code SGPN. Get a 14-day free trial of their monthly subscription. Again, great for the player previews, individual player previews as well. Download that Elias Game Plan app. Use a promo code SGPN to get you started today. All right, joining us on the line, you know him from the NFL Gambling Podcast. He's makes appearances on the Propcast, WNBA Gambling Podcast, the NBA Gambling Podcast, the one and only Terrell Furman. What's up, Terrell?
Hey, so look, I actually had a ticket to LA ready to go if that ticket was lost, because that's like $400,000 just sitting somewhere. So I had my ticket for LA ready to go. I was gonna find it if they did.
Terrell was gonna sniff it out. Terrell, it was great. Terrell was hanging out with us week 1 NFL. Have you fully recovered from Vegas? What was your favorite bet of the week?
The favorite bet had to be Steelers money line. Yes. I said it then, I'll say it now. That was the greatest sweat I've ever had in my life. There has not been a sweat that I've had that has played with me as much as that game did. Because 3 different times I had that bet won, and 3 different times I had that bet lost. So 100% Steelers money line, best sweat of the weekend by far.
And also too, like as a guy who's also on Steelers money line, there was a number of times where I just put it in the push pile where I'm like, all right, this game's ugly. No one wants to win. I'm going to put it in the tie.
No, there was one point I got up and left. Like I was sitting next to Sean when we were sweating, and Sean could see me having the emotions. And one time I said, "You know what? Fuck it, we just lost." And I got up and I went to the corner to charge my phone. And as soon as he missed that first field goal in overtime, I said, "Oh fuck no!" And I took everything and ran back to the table because I had to be there when we won.
Man, and God bless that punter on the Bengals for not running the clock out more. That could have been the difference. All right. Let's get to some player props for the weekend. We got 5 we like that jumped out at us.
Well, we have more than 5 that we like, but we're only going to give
out our top 5.
There you go.
Kramer, do you want to start?
It was really hard to narrow this to 5, by the way, Kramer. Just let you know.
And tune into the pregame show 9 a.m. streaming on YouTube, and we're taking your live calls on Discord. So if you have questions day of, and also recap show, also you will be able to call in. Terrell got his start on the network calling in, giving out picks, and made his way to contributor. It's been quite a journey, but
I can only assume Terrell will join us on the pregame with a
hop in
anytime touchdown parlay.
Well, I mean, I have one here that I can wait. Now I can wait. I got one today.
Save it for Sunday. Save for Sunday, Terrell.
Just bring us the Sunday one. Come on,
I'll save it till Sunday. Let me put that in the Sunday pile.
I will get started.
All right.
Marcus Mariota, week 1, 12 carries, 72 yards and a touchdown. His yardage prop is 32.5.
Wow.
His carries prop is 7.5. I'm here, but before you two smart general, do we like the carries over 7.5 plus 100, or do we like the yards over 32.5? For me, it's the yards, because I think no matter how the game script rolls, and we just saw Josh Allen pop off for some rushing yards at the quarterback position against this Rams defense. I think let's go Marcus Mariota over. I didn't even wait for you guys to answer me.
No, I was going to say yards.
Over 32.5 rushing yards for Marcus Mariota. I just don't think this is adapted to what his legs are to this offense. The Saints, I would even argue, I think, when the dust settles, maybe a better defense than this Rams defense. So I love this spot. A rare over for me.
Well, my only 2 thoughts are I always forget this. QB rushing kneel downs count. So if for whatever reason the Falcons are in a position to kneel it down,
plus 11 on the game.
Well, maybe the end of the first.
Hey, it could be.
End of the first half, they're looking to run the clock out. You could get some easy carries.
Listen, one of the tickets in that envelope was Giants, Falcons, and Texans all to win the division. 100 to pay 72,000 or something like that. So I understand the struggle. Over 32.5 rush yards. Marcus Mariota.
All right. What about you, Terrell?
I'm on the. I like the carries. I think the carries is good because if you look at the defensive scheme for the Rams, they play a lot of zone, and zone is going to confuse the fuck out of Marcus Mariota. He's going to be sitting there, he's going to look, and he's not going to see anything he likes, and he's going to just take off and run, or that defensive front is going to push him to run. So I don't know. I think that carries is a good bet too, and I'm getting plus money for it.
That's what kind of drew me in, but yeah, I'm with you. I think he's going to have opportunities to move. I don't think this. I don't know if they watch the Falcons play the odds makers. I'll be honest. The number is a little soft.
All right. What about you, Terrell?
First prop, very easy, very juice, but I don't care. Russell Wilson over 1.5 passing touchdowns. We're fading this Texans defense on the road. The defense wasn't good at all at week one. Seeing how that second half, they just completely blew our Texas money line ticket. I think this offense comes out mad and angry. They want to put on a show that they couldn't put on in Seattle. It's juiced a lot, minus 165 right now, but I think it's free money. Give me Russ over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Danger Russ loading.
What could possibly
I'm going to stick in the Texans game. Give me Dameon Pierce over 42.5 rushing yards. I mean, Lovie Smith apologized immediately after the game. He said not getting Dameon Pierce involved more was a mistake. So I think they're going to go out of their way to feed Dameon Pierce more, and 42.5 rushing yards seems very doable for him. I still think the guy runs really hard, and I think even when the Texans are behind, they're not a team that can really pass a bunch. So it's like, I'm taking Dameon Pierce over 42.5.
All right, next one. We saw the lack of involvement, and I just think I wanted to find a way to fade a Seahawks position. So I found I went to go let's see what Fant's yardage total was. 24.5 under. Easy as that. I mean, he'll need 4 catches to get there. I think that's highly unlikely, especially against this 49ers front. We just saw what they did against the likes of Cole Kmet and Ryan Griffin and the Chicago Bears in the monsoon. Sure, there was rain. We have to point that out. We're contractually obligated to point out.
Speaking of rain, those ladies in that video seem to be handling the rain okay.
Wait, Terrell, you up to speed on Trey Lance?
Did you see the Trey Lance? He was at there was a video that leaked to Trey Lance at a strip club, or no, not at a strip club, at a house party, just throwing money around with some strippers. So.
Maybe not
after a loss.
Yes, after a loss.
Oh man,
it's a tough look.
Maybe he needs a Kyler clause in his contract about his study time.
Some guaranteed homework.
Noah Fant under 24.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Again, I'm looking for positions where maybe the books haven't caught up on what's actually happening on the field.
What about you, Terrell? Number 2, what do you got?
All right, I'm on that same game and fading the Seahawks, but I'm gonna back the 49ers. Give me Deebo Samuel over 32.5 rushing yards. This is going to be another ugly game. It's not going to be a monsoon, but it's going to be rain. 80% chance of rain right now for that game. No Elijah Mitchell. He had 52 rushing yards in that week 1 game. I think it's somewhat of a similar game script. They're going to try to get it done on the ground. They're going to use different schemes to try to get a bunch of rush game going. And as we saw, they're still using him as a running back. They did it in that last week. I think they're going to, I think they're going to keep on doing it. So give me Deebo Samuel over 32.5 rushing yards.
Yeah. And I really like that one because I know everyone thinks, Elijah Mitchell's down, next man up, it's Jeff Wilson, but I don't really know if that's the case. I think it's, we didn't know if they were going to use Deebo Samuel as a running back, but I mean, week 1, it seemed clear they were going to, and if Trey Lance can't throw him the ball, he certainly should be able to hand off the ball to Deebo Samuel. So yeah, I feel like that's pretty low. I'm going to fade the injury news. I mean, there's a decent chance now. It seems like he doesn't play. But I'm going to bet that he does play and he's not 100%. If he doesn't play, it's a push, but Michael Pittman Jr. under 61.5 receiving yards. If you're following the injury reports, something clearly happened because he was limited Tuesday. We're taping this on a Thursday afternoon. He didn't practice today. So anytime you start out limited and work your way out, that is trending in the wrong direction. So either they think maybe he can play, but if he can play, if he's not practicing Thursday, no way he's 100% come Sunday. I think that's going to impact him. So yeah, give me under 61.5 receiving yards. This feels like a stale number if you can still get it.
Yeah, and to your point, Friday is always critical. Most guys can't really play if they don't practice Friday, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
obviously most books you got to play a snap.
You have to play a snap. But hey, I mean, I'll take the shot. He guts it out.
Decoy maybe effect, or maybe he's just looking to get in that hot tub down in Jacksonville. All right, next up, Allen Robinson the second, if you want to be official, under 4.5 receptions. Why are we making this line here? Did we watch the game? He wasn't involved, and it wasn't because he was getting shut down. Yes, the Rams there's some question. Yes, they're now playing the Falcons, but Falcons defense didn't look horrible, and I didn't see any eyes of Stafford going to Robinson at all.
Yeah,
Skournick, yes. Higbee, yes.
AJ Terrell too.
Cooper Kupp,
there.
yeah. AJ Terrell's there,
corner.
and maybe AJ Terrell locks up Allen Robinson, so they just can do funny stuff with Cooper Kupp. I just think this is another case.
4.5 feels high. Yeah.
Another case where they're just carrying in a preseason projection, because again, it wasn't like he had 2 targets, Sean. They weren't looking in his direction. So absolutely looking to fade this one. Allen Robinson doesn't get to 5 catches.
Love it. Terrell, number 3, what do you got?
Number 3, let's go to Devante Adams over 7.5 receptions. This man had 10 receptions on 17 targets in week 1. I mean, I'm hard pressed to think of anybody that has gotten that kind of workload in their first game with the team, but his best friend Derek Carr is looking for him. And guess what? Devante Adams' family is going to be in attendance.
Ooh.
His grandparents are going to be there. It's their first time seeing him play in person. Yes. He's going to have his daughter there. The angle is there. They're going to be looking his way. He's easily one of the best receivers in the league, my best receiver. He's going to get open early and often against this Cardinals defense. Give me Devante Adams over 7.5 receptions.
Yeah, I mean, 8 catches for a receiver is a lot, but when you're getting 15 targets, it doesn't seem that crazy.
Yeah.
I'm taking a shot on Jahan Dotson over 39.5 receiving yards. I mean, the Commanders seem to be using him. Wentz, I think, will at least try a couple deep balls. They're playing in a dome. I mean, Detroit's pass defense looked pretty porous. I think Commander Carson's, all he needs is 2 catches. He could easily get this on 1. Super speedy guy in that dome. I think they really have a chance to get this. And 39.5. He looked good. He had 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. But I think the yardage is the way to play it. So give me over 39.5 for Dotson.
All right, you're gonna love this one, Sean. And I was shocked to find this because we know that Lamar is pissed off. He doesn't want to talk about his contract anymore. And we know that Lamar's team is telling the player not to run as much, maybe. And guess what? I found that you can bet on him to have more passing yards this weekend than Tua, plus 140. Lamar Jackson to have more passing yards than Tua, plus 140. Here's the angle. Lamar clearly trying to sling the ball down the field, and Tua on the road. You don't think there's going to be some duck calls happening? The Tua is strong, but Lamar should not be plus 140 versus Tua in the past. Like, you have to lay minus 185 for Tua this weekend. Passing yards versus Lamar Jackson.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I was proud that I found this one.
Nice work, Kramer.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
That's a really good steal.
Terrell, what do you got? What do you got here?
Number 4, CMC Christian McCaffrey over 109 receiving and rushing yards. Here's the angle. I didn't like the Giants defense. We got the win. I didn't like our defense at all that first game. They tightened up in that second half, but Christian McCaffrey is 5 for 5 in this prop in healthy games last season. Remember that word, healthy game. So if he gets injured in this game, well, I'm sorry. I mean, hey, but when he's healthy, he gets over this prop. He had a really rough outing against the Browns earlier. I think that they sit there and say, hey, this is our best player. We got to get him active. We got to get him going. He gets a little bit going, rushing the ball. I think more of it's going to be passing. So I like the combined number. Yeah, give me Christian McCaffrey over 109.5 rushing and receiving yards.
It's good if he's going up against the Giants and Terrell's on the over. That's how you know. So lock it up.
I emotionally bet against my team all the time.
Terrell talks about that. It's a hedge. It's a mental hedge.
I'm gonna go. It seems like Will Dissly is the guy. in Seattle. His receiving props are 14.5 receiving yards. Like, what am I missing here? That to me, that's 1 or 2 catches for Dissly over 14.5 receiving yards. Will Dissly.
Yeah, I mean, I saw. It's funny because I almost played that, but I was like, I should come off like a sharp and go with an under. All right.
No, I like the Fant under because I still think it's like 50-50, and people think like whatever. Noah Fant's a bigger name, but they clearly like Dissly as much, if not maybe more than Noah Fant.
I have a mortal lock for everyone.
Yeah,
and it's in the Jets Browns game.
Oh yes, my mortal lock's in that game too.
Myles Garrett. I don't know who is in charge of this type of stuff, but he's probably going to be relieved of his duties soon. Over a quarter sack. He doesn't even need a full one, just a half sack. I'm laying minus 150 for the pleasure of doing business here. But Myles Garrett, did you see Myles Garrett last week against the Panthers? Did you watch him play? He got double teamed a bunch, but he still got off for a couple sacks. And this week they're playing against that Jets offensive line and Joe Flacco. This is a put the mortgage down on it. Myles Garrett to have more than over a quarter sack minus 150.
That's all right.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
I mean, I'm not doing this for fun. What the fuck? I'm over here sweating my dick off, pulling these things. I mean, I'm telling you, this might be my biggest bet of the weekend.
Really?
And this is fun because what if he doesn't have it in the first 3 quarters? You're still live in the fourth quarter. You're still live in the fourth to get it.
I don't know. They might be up by. We'll see. The Browns could be 2-0. The world's a crazy place right now.
Oh, wow. Really? You think so? Because leading into my prop, I think the Jets win this game.
Okay, here we go.
I think the Jets win this game and they win it outright. And so my prop is Joe Flacco over 26.5 passing yards because look.
Wait. Joe Flacco over 26.5 passing yards?
226.5.
Okay. I was like,
I love that.
I know the number's going to be low, but 26.5. All right.
No, 226.5 passing yards. Joe Flacco. Look, he had 309 in week 1, and that was a negative game script. I think that they're in positive game script in this one, yet he's still going to pass the ball a lot. And listen to the big plays that this Browns defense gave up last week. 75, 50, 26, 21. They gave up a lot of plays to Baker Mayfield, and everybody in that Jets camp talks about how they love how Joe Flacco slings and gets them the ball. I think that those receivers are going to make plays. They're going to force missed tackles, and they're going to stack up a lot of yardage. He's passed this number in 3 of his last 4 starts. Yeah, give me this. There's multiple game scripts that this cashes. They're either up and they're passing the ball and keeping the game going, trying to make this a competitive game, or they're getting blown out and he has a negative game script again and he has to pass the ball again. So yeah, give me Joe Flacco over 226.5 passing yards.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you he already Terrell kind of hit on it already with the rushing and receiving, but I'm going to take just straight rushing. Christian McCaffrey over 62.5. I'm hoping that Matt Rule has some sense to just give this guy the rock a bunch because they don't have a ton going on in the passing game. You feed Christian McCaffrey; he's one of your best players.
I will say, if I was a gambling man, the Giants do not have I believe that they could create havoc and do fine on defense, even though their secondary has some weaknesses. I do think like you guys were saying, I think the odds of McCaffrey having a good counting stat game is very, very high. I think mainly because he also didn't get off last week. There's a little bit of that where it's like they need to feed him more. I think if you feed McCaffrey a bunch, Dontrell Hilliard fucking just bent the linebacking car. I mean,
2 touchdowns.
That's all. I mean, it's gonna be a tricky matchup.
So wait, but Ryan, would you say you go rushing yards, receiving yards, or combined?
Total, yeah.
Which of those do you like the best?
I wouldn't fuck her. I with Aaron Jones, with Christian McCaffrey, with Saquon Barkley, with guys that are going to get that. I'd go both. I would combine them because I don't want to miss because it was a receiving game and not a rushing game.
And so wait, what was the number then, Terrell? You had it at like
109.5.
All right.
Saquon's 107.5.
Yeah.
McCaffrey's 109.5. And breaking news. I know we're about to talk about Sunday Night Football, but the Aaron Jones number is nowhere near that one. And Yeah, well, I'm sure we're all talking about it. Should we just get into it now, or do we need to?
Well, Ryan, before we get into that, we get to talk about Fubo TV. Love me some Fubo TV. It is your one-stop shop for coverage of college and pro football, NFL Red Zone, plus games of 4K at no extra charge. Over 100 channels of live sports and entertainment for a fraction of the price of cable. Watch on all your devices. Never miss a game or episode of your favorite shows with the included cloud-based DVR. No contract, no commitment, and you can cancel at any time. All you got to do is go to FuboTV.com/SGP. Fubo TV, free for 7 days and 15% off your first month. Just go to FuboTV.com/SGP. FuboTV.com/SGP. We're also brought to you by No House Advantage. They are changing the game by offering the most dynamic fantasy sports platform available today. They got pick'em contests. You're going head to head against people and a shot at winning $250,000 in cash. Let's go. Download the app, choose a contest, select your player props. Ryan came into me dead serious. He looked at me, he goes, "Man, these numbers at No House Advantage, these are juicy." He's like, we got to get on these. So if Ryan's getting that excited, you should get that excited. You can bet up to 5-player prop over unders on individual player props across every major sport. All you got to do is go to nohouseadvantage.com, use that promo code SGPN, and you get a first deposit match up to $25. All right, Ryan. Now we're gonna
just real quick because I'll give him a couple more seconds of talk here because I'm just little side by side comparison, just pulling up any one of your favorite books, and the numbers are just way off. So I love the idea of coming in here and smashing. Some unders are interesting, some over. Anyway, so bottom line, you should deposit some money because I may have played a parlay in the past. I guess as you're listening to this for Thursday Night Football, so we'll should be a winner. Should be a winner. All right, which one? First touchdown or sleeper?
Let's go sleeper again. Sleeper.com/SGP, where you can put together some nice player prop parlays and you can copy ours. The group chat is very fun. It's easy to copy, and sleeper.com/SGP 100% deposit bonus up to $100. And the integration into the fantasy platform is super fun. If your buddies are not on sleeper, it is fun to have your league, and then whoever you're going against, just fade them by taking some sweet unders.
We got to move the ETH league to sleeper for this feature.
We do.
And it's genius because of course you're going to play your player overs. You're like, yeah, I like that number. He's going to outproduce. All right, Aaron Jones, as I mentioned. This is actually even lower than the number that's out in the wild at this point. 86.5 over rushing and receiving yards. We all saw the movie last year. Horrible week 1. Team loses. They talk about it all week. And then what happens? They come out and have a glorious party. And this year they get to have it against the Bears. I love this one. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be throwing a belt on. I think Aaron Jones is going to be finding the end zone. It's going to be a double Aaron night. Cole Kmet under 28.5 receiving yards. Here's the angle. I get the last game was in a monsoon or whatever, but no targets. Not sure what the involvement's going to be with this Packers defense that wasn't a problem holding the tight end down against Minnesota. It was Justin Jefferson on the outside. And I would have loved to parlay that with Justin Fields passing yards under 197, but they actually have those boxed. So shout out to Sleeper for getting smarter. But I will pivot to the absolute garbage play, which is David Montgomery to go over 16.5 receiving yards. Took a look at his game log, Sean, and you wouldn't believe, but he goes over this almost every time. And so in the game script that I expect, where Aaron Rodgers is doing what he normally does to the Bears, even looking at the last game in the monsoon, Sean, he had 3 catches for 24 yards. But if you go back, he a couple catches, he'll get there. Like I said, he's gotten there more than he hasn't. If you look at the last season, and I don't see a version of this game where Justin Fields is slinging the ball downfield all that much. So I'm going to play that he checks it down to Montgomery over 16.5 receiving yards. And I went. He
did throw a lot of short stuff to him,
and it's not it doesn't appear. So the bet is basically he's going to check down. It's not going to be to the tight end, and Aaron Jones is going to go nuclear.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. All right. Terrell, what do you got for the sleeper Sunday night parlay?
Sleeper, I got Aaron Jones over 29.5 receiving yards.
Yep.
Same thing. He was 5 targets, 3 catches last week for 27 yards. They still look for him in the passing game. I think he's going to get plenty of looks there. AJ Dillon over 50.5 rushing yards. He was pretty decent as a rusher last week. And I expect a positive game script this week where they're going to be running the ball a lot. They're going to be interchanging Jones and Dillon. I think he's still going to get the work. He had 10 carries, 45 yards last week. I think he gets over 51 this week. And finally, fading David Montgomery with under 50.5 rushing yards because he had 17 carries for 26 yards last week. And it looks like Khalil Herbert is a thing. Khalil Herbert got 3 goal line red zone carries, 3 red zone carries last week. I expect a negative game script. I think that they're going to be trying to pass a lot to kind of keep up from behind. So yeah, give me under 50.5 rushing yards for David Montgomery. All
right. You guys kind of hit on some of the ones I had. Aaron Jones, I think, gets involved even more in the receiving game. 29.5 receiving yards. I mean, Aaron Jones is still one of the few I think that Aaron Rodgers trusts, and they even he was one of the people they highlighted that they got to use more. I'm with Terrell on the AJ Dillon stuff. He was running hard, and that the Bears, you were able to run on the Bears. Like that was the only thing the 49ers really were able to do. And then Kramer nailed it with David Montgomery over 16.5 receiving yards. He did seem like David Montgomery was the guy that he checked it down to a bunch. And I don't recall off the top of my head, but I don't remember Khalil Herbert in there a lot for like 3rd and long type stuff. It did seem like David Montgomery was the guy they trust more in pass protection, which it's easy to get these little little dump offs. And he actually did a good job, I thought, on a couple of those plays, like some ugly little throws that he got some yards after the catch on. And you're right. Like I was scared off Khalil Herbert. I was super high on him in best ball. I'm glad I got some shares of him, but then he was involved in the red zone. They do seem to like him. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. All right. First touchdown, Sunday Night Football. I'll kick this thing off. I do like the Packers to win the game, but the Bears odds for first touchdown are just so much more fun. And if you're doing a win, build your own bet, like Packers to come from behind and win. If you put that in as a leg, that's like plus 155. So very easily the Bears could go down, get a field goal, get a touchdown, and then Packers still come back, get the cover, get the win. Cole Kmet first touchdown. I mean, you have a starting tight end at 25-1. That to me is an insane price. And then Justin Fields, like he is a willing runner and he's 20-1 for a quarterback. I mean, his over under is like 40 yards. That to me is crazy that you have him at 20-1. I'm guessing these first touchdowns are juiced up a little bit because they don't think the Bears are going to be in this game, but it's very easy for a division opponent to get that first score. So Cole Kmet 25-1, Justin Fields 20-1. Terrell, what do you got? What are you doing?
You went double bear.
Yeah,
they're playing the Packers.
Yeah, so it's first touchdown, right? It's anything goes.
I understand, but don't you want to have a share of a winning ticket? I mean, I'm going to bet on Justin Fields too. Don't get me wrong, but they are playing the Packers. Aaron Rodgers brings the big guns to Chicago. All right, Terrell, who you like?
All right, give me for my Bears. I like Fields, as Sean stated eloquently earlier, and I like Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert, 26-1. I see him at, and again, he's the guy that they're using in the red zone. They're using him on the goal line. I think that if they get in close, they're going to give it to him. He might punch it in. For my Packers, give me Randall Cobb.
Ooh.
Famous, fun. We're sitting here. Aaron Rodgers is mad. He's talking about, I always kill the Bears, so I'm about to go in here. He wants to go put on a show because they scored 7 points last week. Who is his guy? Who is his longtime friend? Randall Cobb. Give me Randall Cobb. And then who does he also look for? Bobby Tonyan.
Yes,
I'm surprised. I am shocked. Sean did not look towards Bobby Tonyan for first touchdown.
He's only 10-1. Right?
Yeah, but still 10-1 free, of course. Bobby Tonyan and Randall Cobb are my other two.
All right. So look, as everyone knows, I am a first touchdown god, and so there's no way you cannot play Justin Fields at 20-1. it would be reckless for me to not put him on the card. But instead of playing a second bear, you know what I did, Sean? Give me the Packers defense 35-1. If you're wondering at home, what would the backup tight end system have you play here? It would probably like Sean's play of Cole Kmet because the price is so high. But if you did want to go backup, #team Ryan Griffin is 35-1. But I'm going for my second bear Packers defense 35-1. For my Packers, give me Aaron Rodgers. You know he likes to throw the belt on for the Bears.
Discount double check
25-1. And I think you were right to think tight end, Terrell. And Sean, you were right to say this price isn't right. And that's why you're going to play Mercedes Lewis at plus 3,500.
Okay.
Again, you got to look off the board. I think people are going to be running to play Degura or whatever his name is, but Mercedes Lewis pops his head up every once in a while. And this is the exact kind of game. Hard goal line play action. He's in there to block. Sneaks out to the side. We get paid. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
hey,
I like it.
Terrell, thanks for coming on. Make sure you give follow Terrell at ReallyRel _. Tune in Sunday morning. Hear his touchdown parlay.
Oh yeah.
If he's willing to debut it, check him out on all these shows over on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Terrell, appreciate it, man. Best of luck with the weekend.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let it ride.
Let it ride. All right. Before we get to our interview, I got a shout out. Introducing Run Your Pool VIP, a brand new subscription service from Run Your Pool that helps you get an extra edge against the books, plus exclusive access to real money pools. Entry into their exclusive week 2 pool with guaranteed $5,000 payouts, as well as their season-long pool with the guaranteed $100,000 payout. Get access to exclusive data to help with your weekly game picks, premium content like in-depth guides on how to dominate your pools, and exclusive swag. The top line here is that if you're a serious sports fan, you need to head to runyourpool.com/VIP. That's runyourpool.com/VIP. Get 50% off your first month of Run Your Pool VIP. Use promo code SGPN VIP at runyourpool.com/VIP. Last but not least, Odds Trader. That's right. Odds Trader is your one-stop shop to compare odds from all the major books. Again, see different sign-up codes, the best promos, and player stats, game stats, injury reports, projected game day weather, handicap and info. They got it all. Live scores and bet tracking all in one convenient place. oddstrader.com/Blue Wire. That's ODDS trader.com/Blue Wire. Odds Trader, the #1 site for all your game day bets. Joining us on the line from promoguy.us, Sam Waalkes. Sam, thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, what's up, fellas? Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. So, yeah, we've been, you guys have, come on as a partner, been running some ads, but if people are not familiar, how did you get started launching promoguy.us?
Yeah, so about a year and a half in Michigan, they legalized sports betting. Back in college, I was messing around with sports betting a little bit, but once it got legalized, everyone was asking me. They knew me as the sports betting guy.
I feel like a lot of our audience identifies. They're like, "Oh, you're the guy who's always betting on everything."
Yeah, you put your $50 in college and lose it every week. But yeah, I was excited when it got legalized. Everyone was like, "Oh, we got to ask Sam what to do here." I was like, so sick of asking or answering questions. I was just like, I'm going to make this Twitter account. Just reference that. Any question you were going to ask me,
go
to the Twitter account. I'll post it there. I was teaching high school Spanish at the time, actually. So it was kind of just a little side thing. I kind of wanted to track my bets anyway. So the Twitter account was a pretty logical place for me to do it. Yeah, just started making money with the sign-up offers, referring people there. They started making money as well, started to grow a little bit, and then we were off.
Kind of reminds me a little bit. I won't name any names. When I was in college, it was a different racket with the bonuses. They came from the offshores and they were casino related. And let's just say I was grinding a little blackjack. But yeah, I mean,
hey, just play with the cartels and you're good.
Just a little basic strategy. Skim off a little crazy 10x bonus. Let's go.
I think we all had a bad experience or two with that online blackjack.
Yeah. Well, I'm still waiting for my.
We're still having those experiences.
I'm still waiting for my, like a wire transfer from Best Western from someplace. So, yeah, no, I mean it's great. Obviously, legalization has
any day now, huh? Any day now.
Yeah, has changed a lot. Now, I got to ask you, Spanish teacher, did you ever have sports gambling conversations with some of your students? Now that you're not working there, I feel like it's fair game, right?
Yeah. So it was maybe March of last year. The Twitter was picking up. I do have a Discord as well that I started. We talk about sports betting and stuff in there. I was starting to think, man, I'm spending more time on this than the actual job. So, I did tell the superintendent. I was like, hey, I'm leaving. There was some speculation as to why. And some of the kids did kind of stumble upon the Twitter account somehow, some way. You know how kids are these days.
They'll figure it out.
They figured it all out. Yeah.
Probably made you cool as shit though, because you're like, oh, he's leaving this job for a better job.
Hasta la vista, kids. I'm off to the sports gambling world.
They're all just like, Waalkes, how many houses do you have? How many cars do you have? What are you not telling us?
Sometimes, and that's when you just got to be silent, because sometimes the lack of a story creates the mystique. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So now what? Your homework. now, sort of like what's your game of? I'm assuming you're in on NFL. Or you MLB guy? Like, what do you consider your best sport to handicap?
Yeah, so I guess the thing that I like the most is college football. Obviously, we're back in the swing of things.
Let's go.
I'm a Michigan State alum, so actually heading out to Seattle this weekend. We're playing at Washington.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'd love to get your thoughts on the game. I'm a little worried for
Husky
Michigan
guy
State.
Here. No offense.
I think that's going to be a tough spot to go in and get the win in Washington. Line's probably sitting around 3. What do you have any thoughts on that game as a fan, as a handicapper?
Yeah. So we actually opened as a 2.5 point favorite. I was like, well, I'd like to get maybe to a pick 'em and get some more value there. And now we're just 4 point underdogs.
Oh wow, it's 4 points. That's crazy.
I'm a little spooked by it, not gonna lie, but I'll be on them. That's my weak spot. We do all the plus EV betting, and then that just pays for our your bets, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're free rolling on the Michigan State Sparties.
You gotta carve out a couple bucks for the heart every weekend.
Yeah, exactly. What about?
It worked out for me last year, but I don't know, man. They got a transfer quarterback from Indiana. He tore us up a couple times in the Big Ten. And then look who's waiting for us out there in Seattle. This guy again.
Yeah, he's following you guys around.
Yeah, well,
he's solid.
Watch out.
He slings it, man. If he's healthy, he's gonna. Yeah, he owns us.
What about your thoughts? Any what was your how'd week 1 treat you? Any big hits? Any big misses? Any big takeaways?
So I'm sure you guys were watching the red zone, but those Sunday football games just got so weird, man.
Oh yeah.
The Steelers Bengals game. Actually, DraftKings had a promo where you could bet on one team, and if they went up by 10 points, they paid it out right away.
Yep.
So we took the Steelers for that. They go up 10 points, we get paid out. But I had also put some money on the Bengals. Or no. Yes, the other side. So I had some money on the Bengals to win. The Steelers had already paid out, and then the Bengals kind of screwed it up in the red zone. I was like, okay, fine. We're not going to hit this. They score at the end. And I'm like, hell yeah, we're going to hit both. And then whoever they got long snapping is screwing it up. They missed the extra point. McPherson, just the best kicker ever. We go to OT. They get another field goal shot. Okay, we're going to win both this time. No, we don't.
It was, between that game and the Texans game and, we were actually at the sportsbook at the Westgate in Las Vegas, and we were watching in there in Football Central where they had the Bengals Steelers as the main game with the sound on. And when the Steelers hit that 55 yarder and that clang reverberated through the sportsbook. The place went nuts because everyone there were so many Bengals money line people, I'm sure. And then the fact that I don't think we talked about it enough on the recap show, but really the biggest play in that game was the punter for the Bengals not bleeding the clock. Those extra 15 seconds he could have taken off.
Man, I was sitting there, I was watching it by myself somehow, and I'm just like yelling at the TV, why are you snapping it now, dude?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Once again, any kid who plays Madden has a higher IQ than half of these good dudes playing in the National Football League. It's unbelievable.
I tweeted this out the other day. Like, they had something about the Denver coach, which if you want to talk about that,
yeah,
I'm sure you already have, but what a joke. I was like, you could get any of my students I had last year, like, hey, you know what you're doing on Madden.
Yeah,
$1,000, put them in the press box, and they'd be pumped to call those timeouts.
Yeah, one, call the timeout, and then on 4th and 5, what would you rather have? 4th and 5, Russell Wilson, the guy you gave $250 million to, or the kicker? I mean,
Sean, that was it was within his range, though.
I mean, I guess to their credit, it wasn't necessarily short distance wise. Like, he almost had the leg, but still, it's 4th and 5. What are you more likely to hit? How many 4th and 5s have been converted in the past 10 years? How many 64-yard kicks? Like, just, you know, I know everyone likes to go deep on like EV and analytics, and there is a lot you can learn from it, but some, it's just like, do the basic calculations of like, what is more likely, a 64-yard kick or Russell Wilson on 4th and 5?
Play to win the game.
How about these kickers though, man? They all just got rocket launchers strapped to their legs. Like, how are they kicking it so far? Like, that should have been an option.
No one tested. No. So this is funny enough. Like, kickers don't get tested.
Really?
And so, I mean, they do, but not as frequently as some of the other players. So
guys with muscles get tested more?
I mean, think about it. If you're a kicker, a couple shots into the quad, no one's
that's true.
Matt Prater, we know he loves the decaf nose beers to activate. I'm sure he has some off-season regimens too.
He's there ripping the smelling salts before the kick. You gotta love a guy like that who gets jacked up to kick a field goal. I mean, it seems like the exact opposite. Like, smelling salts you're supposed to take before you like lift weights or to revive you if you're knocked out. Like, it seems like the exact like, for me, kicking a field goal I think would be similar to the psychology of a golf shot, where it's like
a putt,
nice little muscle memory, you know, clear your brain.
Driving up to the green, I'm just cracking the smelling salt before I hit a big putt.
He's ready to go hard. He's ready to run one in. What about NFL Week 2? Anything jumping out at you? I know you guys. And if you haven't gone to promoguy.us, highly recommend and give him a follow on Twitter as well. Promo Guy MI, is it right?
That's it. Yep.
So I know you guys are great. I mean, what I think your best value is you you comb through all the different promos that these states, especially a state like Michigan, Jersey, where they're offering a ton of different odds boosts, ton of different operators, find the best ones and then the best way to play it. Is anything jumping out at you for NFL Week 2?
Yeah. So first thing, a lot of people, like, they see these odds boosts and promos and stuff, and I think your natural reaction is, oh, it's a trap. You know, I'll post some math on there, and they're like, well, there's no way it's not going to hit. But I mean, it's been 21 months now. It's all been profitable. Haven't had a month where we lost money yet. So in the long run, it does pay off. But
yeah,
some of the, like, Monday night, we lost quite a bit of money. You know, it happens. But this week, tomorrow, is it Thursday? We got Chiefs Chargers. That's going to be, I guess, one that we're all tuning into. DraftKings has that same promo going where it's actually, if they get up by 7 at any point, they'll pay it out as if they won. So we're looking at the Chargers there. I think it's a little better value. You run all the numbers, which I won't get into, but it does make sense to take an underdog there. So we'll be rooting for Chargers to get up there, get an early lead.
They do. Yeah, they do seem to play well.
Numbers love
Kansas
Chargers.
City. Yeah, I mean,
everything that's not on a football field loves the Chargers.
Watching them Sunday, and my buddy, he's getting married. He's a huge Chargers fan. He was out there for the game, watching in Vegas, and I was just like, oh man, him and all his brothers are all Chargers fan. I'm like watching the Raiders game, and I just kept waiting for the Chargers to completely blow it. And to their credit, they held on. They were trying to blow it a little bit, but Derek Carr wanted to blow it more. What about this weekend? Either college or NFL? Anything jumping out at you, either boost wise or just a side total you like particularly?
Yeah. So that MSU game, I'll obviously be out there.
That's going to be awesome. Are you doing? It is my dream to do some sailgating.
Yes.
I don't know if you've heard of this, but they have those boats there that hang out in the harbor, and you can tailgate on a boat. Sounds pretty awesome.
We looked real hard into that. Fortunately for my team, there's going to be plenty of us out there. I think we booked them up right away. We tend to travel pretty well to these early non-conference games, so we won't be out on the sailgating boats. Might be a good thing. I'd hate to stumble off into the Puget Sound.
That does create extra risk.
They'll be fishing you out of there.
Tailgating on a boat.
Yeah, my dad's an insurance agent. I don't know if he would advise that.
So yeah, sorry.
I'll be on the Spartans money line, I'm sure.
Okay.
You got to bet the over as well. But Michigan actually allows college player props.
Okay, nice.
So I might put something kind of spicy together. Tail at your own risk, of course, but I'll be tweeting that out.
Nice. Anything for NFL Sunday? Anything jumping at you?
As a Michigan resident, you can probably guess my team. That's the Lions, aka the money printer. You bet against the Lions, you make money. So any boost promo attached to the Lions, you can probably count on me betting the other side.
Well, now the
probably get good prices up there in Michigan to bet the other side of the Lions.
Well, and the Lions, I think it's been 24 straight games. They've been underdogs, and now this is the first time that they're favorites against the Washington Commanders. Are you nervous as a Lions fan being a favorite? How does it feel?
I say fan very lightly. I'm 28. I've never seen them do anything positive, so I hope they win, but I don't get upset when they lose.
Yeah, fair enough.
So were you pulling for Stafford in the Super Bowl last year?
Absolutely.
Oh, see that's a true Lions fan.
I wasn't. It got a little weird. It got a little weird with the Lions fans kind of latching on, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
They were acting like it's their team now.
Yeah, they were ready to throw a parade in Detroit. It's like, guys, I get rooting for them, but come on.
It was a little weird. I have to admit. I'm maybe 3 hours away from Detroit, so I don't feel too attached to them. Luckily,
they need a quarterback one day.
Well, Sam, appreciate you calling in. Good luck to your Spartans this week, and as always, everyone head over to promoguy.us and give them a follow on Twitter as well at promoguymi. Thanks for the time, Sam. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that, fellas. Good luck on your bets this weekend.
All right, thanks,
Cheers.
man. And yeah, make sure you check out promoguy.us. They got you covered for all the best promos there. Big thanks to Terrell Furman. As always, make sure you subscribe, rate, and review. Check out our Sunday morning show and post game show, 9 a.m. Pacific. And then right after the Sunday night game, you can call in via our Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. For the Sports Gambling Podcast. Whoa, almost forgot.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
All Myles Garrett has to do is get a half sack.
Kramer, let it ride.